Well, we have them in the studio today because they are also marking their 75th anniversary launch and unveiling of their logo. So who are they? Those joining me in the studio for a conversation. Mrs. Faustina Adane, she is LOSA 98, that is Labone O Students Association 98, chairman of the media or chairperson of the media and publicity for the 75th anniversary. And joining her is Mr. Stephen Ni Amon Kote. He is also LOSA organizer and chairman of the LOSA 75th anniversary committee. I am with my seniors this morning by a few years. One by quite a few years. Yeah. Anyway, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining the conversation.
Thank you
for having us.
Let's start off with Labone SHS. I'm sure during your time, Labone Secondary School, and what it was like, what it means to you being a product of this institution. I'm taking you by surprise there. I'll start with you, Faustina.
Thank you, and good morning to our listeners, all LOSAs and all PTA. We are grateful to have us on this show. I think it feels great to come up of the school, bearing in mind where I am now in terms of career growth and all that. But I would also want to just give a fair idea of what Labone is all about that we are here to speak about. So Labone started in 1949 at Christianborg, Osu, and was then called Labone College. Its motto then was Think and Fly, and for me that was a very interesting motto. In November 1957, the school name was changed into Ghana College. Fast forward to date, the school is now called Labone Senior High School, with its motto being Premium Semper Aurora, meaning always first at dawn. And if we want to take the Ga version of our motto, we say walk bear, lag bear. Okay. So this school was actually founded by 6 illustrious sons of our land in their quest to bring education closer to La, Osu, and its environs. And these people are Reverend Dr. Amate Amakwe, Mr. Joseph Andokesi, our old Dr. Ebenezer Akwaje of the Big Six. We have Dr. Daniel A.K. Sowa. We have Mr. John Spencer Bilson, and to mention a few, who actually went all out to ensure that the school became school. Having identified and established as a school, we thought of having an identity, and therefore we engaged Ni Amon Kote, who designed the Ghana coat of arms, to actually design our crest for us, and we are so proud and grateful to Ni, wherever he may be today. Having established ourselves under the Ghana education, I think we have significant and key people heading our school, and I would just want to mention a few. We have Reverend Dr. S.K.J.C., we have Mr. E.A. Lamte, Mr. Lomo Jones, we have Mrs. Cecilia Agrimensa, Mrs. Joyce Ohinie Jekum. Just for time, I'll just mention this few. And for us at Labone, if we want to have a bragging right, I know every school has, then we are talking of academia. And therefore, we are proud to say that the West Africa Examination Award for SHS was won by one of our students in Labone. When it comes to sports, you can find us there. And hey, singing and jamming, we are not missed out.
Oh,
so that is all
I could tell from your school's anthem. Yeah. I could tell from there.
So we are not missed out on them. Yeah, so that's
I see.
About.
For you, Stephen, what would you say in that regard?
Okay, thank you. Thank you once again, and good morning to all your viewers, especially the Labone fraternity, including the board members, management, teachers, and the almighty LOSA members. The PTA is not left out, and then the students. Labone, as we say, is a very great school. We say that Labone is the only school that is placed in a residential area. For others, we don't know. But Labone really has shaped me, starting from Form 1 up to Upper 6. I'm now somebody that I can boast of. we have a lot of things that we can share. That points to the fact that Labone is one of the best schools in Ghana. So from where I sit and where I am in terms of academia and then organizational aspects, I have achieved a lot through the training and tutelage that I received from Labone.
I see. Interesting points. So 75 years on, there's a lot to celebrate. You're going to have this anniversary launch and the unveiling of your logo. What have the planning processes been like thus far? I'll come to you, Faustina. You are actually in charge of media and publicity, which has landed you here.
Yeah.
But what has it been like?
Well, so far, I think that through collaboration and coordination of all stakeholders, we've had a very good planning, and we hope to have a very grand unveiling and launching of our anniversary. So we have engaged quite a number of partners, and we are still calling on more. We use this medium to also call on the general public and our corporate organizations around where we find our school to also come to our aid. We have been out there with all our jingles, our flyers, and other things that we think that, will draw people's attention. But to nail it down itself to the activities, we are going to have our luncheon, which in fact is coming on the 1st of August at National Theatre, 4:30 sharp, all the way leads to that side. We also have a career day and then a family fun day, which will also be organized in the school. We are looking at giving back to the society in which we live, and therefore by having a health screening for the people within Osu and Labadi and its environs. And hey, everybody likes jamming, like I said. So the homecoming, we are not leaving it out, where we are going to have bazaar, food competition, dancing competition, and we are expecting our LOSA from North America, those in UK and all the rest, touching down so that we have this fun. Speech day is going to crown our planning or our anniversary, and all Jack and no play, or all work and no play, so we make Jack a dull boy. So we are not going to just end it with the speech and prize giving day, but we are going to have a gala dinner dance at Labadi Beach, as well as a Thanksgiving to thank God for how far we have come. Yeah.
Let me come to you now. So you are more in charge of the 75th anniversary from different angles as well. As an organizer, what has it been like? Are you rallying the troops? Are people showing the level of commitment that you would want? This is big. 75 years is not a joke. This is your diamond jubilee. Yes.
Thank you for this question, and it's very interesting. From onset, in fact, the enthusiasm was very, very high. We started with this publicity, and it's been a long time since the 70th anniversary that we had such a big thing. So when we started, in fact, a lot more showed interest, and when you talk of interest, it means that they are bringing their resources, some are bringing other things, that to ensure that we have a very successful event. Talk of the event proper, meaning the lunch. We are having His Excellency Mr. Makwe to chair the event, and then we have Major General Odote also to be the guest speaker. So if you have these two high-profile people on the bill, then you can see that it's very big. We won't mention everybody to leave out the almighty Togbe Afede, who is also a LOSA. He's also representing. So it's not a small thing. Diamond Jubilee, in fact, it's big. So you can have all the big people you can think of.
It's big, and you can have all the big people. I'll come back later to those, your chairman, the keynote speaker, among others. But looking at your theme, 75 years of academic excellence, celebrating our past and empowering our future through technology. Your school has also had a few challenges here and there, SHS, some dynamics. I've heard of a few over the past few years. what are you doing in that regard as well? How is the alumni community working to make the school better?
Okay, so it's good.
And of course, I'll give you an opportunity to talk about that.
It's good you've brought this up. It's something that is dear to our hearts as alumni. And some of the challenges we've been able to identify, if you go to our dining halls, in fact, it's not a good thing. You go to our science lab, it's not a good thing. You talk about the whole infrastructure in the school. In fact, it's something that we are trying to sort out. And going back to LOSA members to solicit for funds, I think there is donor fatigue setting in. So we've planned to construct an ultramodern AstroTurf just to get more revenue to sort out these issues that are there. So we call on all philanthropists, corporate organizations to partner us to get this AstroTurf. If we are able to do it, a lot of revenue will be coming out of it to sort out these problems. But in the interim, year groups also go to the school, identify the problems, and then whichever they are able to cater for, they go in to do that. So plans are underway, and we want to solve it once and for all with our AstroTurf project.
I see. Faustina, I noticed you wanted to add something to that.
Yes, so we are looking at revenue generation activities, and aside the AstroTurf, we're also looking at widening the boarding facility. As much as we want to rope in more people, we know the challenge of academics in recent times. So that is one of our focus areas, that we are going to rehabilitate some few dormitories to accommodate more students, and then try to put up structures to accommodate more students, so that come next academic or into the future, we should be able to have more people. Because for us, we believe education is key, and to have our young ones catered for.
All right. So on D-Day, I mean, there's a speech and prize giving day, among others. Just walk us through once more what is going to happen over the course of the days that you're going to be having this ceremony, the anniversary launch, and what do you expect of all students, LOSA, for example. What are your expectations of LOSA?
Well, so this is somebody who said this is our own baby we gave birth to, and gradually we are seeing it growing. So our expectation is that everyone, whether you have been in the school for just a term, whether you have been in the school for just a day, our expectation is that you join us at the National Theatre. Let's try to remember our past, what the school has given back to us in terms of academia, where we find ourselves in society, how influential or what impact are we making to society through the school that has shaped us from the beginning. So we are calling on all LOSA members, both in Ghana and abroad, to come down. Let's have this done beautifully. And we are not leaving the general public out, because we know some may have their children there or parents. We are calling on you to also come, and let's have this anniversary celebrated in a very grand style.
All right. I'll let you talk about same as we conclude, but I did say that I would go back to the speakers, those prominent people attending. His Excellency Amakaya Matefio, Major General Odote, retired. There's Mrs. Rejoice Equia Akolo, the Labone SHS headmistress, and Mr. Listerwell Agbeli, LOSA president. What can we expect from them? What are your final words?
Well, these are losses apart from the headmistress, and they wouldn't sit down for the program not to succeed. So even currently, they've put in some resources just to ensure that the program succeeds. And talk about the program proper, they've been checking up every now and then to ensure that every logistics is on point. We are not 100% yet, but 1 week away, we are looking at 90%, and they ensure that everything is in place. So they are not sitting down looking at just the organizing team, but as much as they are playing this role, they are also on the ground doing their own thing just to ensure the success of the whole event.
All right, final words.
Okay, so final words to what you've just asked. I believe that brand is very key, and these personalities come in, have some brand, and they want to hold that brand in high esteem. And therefore, we are expecting that the channel and then the staircase to which they have climbed to this ladder should be shared with all and sundry, just to help shape the thinking, just to help shape the career future and of all LOSA, including the students, including the general public who may take some counsel from there. And that is our expectation for the speakers.
All right. Thank you very much, and we wish you the very best as you embark on this journey. 75 years, no mean feat. Those who joined us in the studio, Mrs. Faustina Adani, LOSA 98, Chairman of the Media and Publicity Committee for the 75th anniversary. We also had, joining the conversation, Mr. Stephen Ni Amon-Kote, LOSA organizer and chairman of the LOSA 75th anniversary committee. Of course, we wish them the very best, you were saying?
To some people who have assisted up to this point. First and foremost, we want to say a big thank you to Multimedia for a great job that they've done so far. And then to my committee members, they've also put in their all. Yesterday we slept around 12 a.m. And then to LOSA members who are putting their resources in, and then the general public who are also supporting us, corporate institutions. We are getting some donations from them. We want to extend appreciation to all of them. Thank you very much.
We thank you too. Well, we're going to take a bit of a breather, but before we do so, under the distinguished patronage of Her Ladyship Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, well, the UPSA Law School proudly presents the 2024 Lifetime Achievement in Law Award and Honorific Lecture. This event presents a rare but high-level opportunity to recognize and acknowledge the outstanding and exemplary contributions of notable Ghanaian personalities in the areas of the rule of law, governance, and the legal academy. This year's Lifetime Achievement in Law Award will be conferred on none other than Nana Dr. SKB Asante. He is Paramount Chief of Asante Asokori, former Director, United Nations Center on Transnational Corporations, and Chairman of the Committee of Experts that drafted the 1992 Constitution of Ghana. This will be held at an august ceremony befitting the aura of the occasion. The event comes off on Thursday, the 25th of July, 2024 at 5 p.m. You know that's tomorrow, right? It's happening at the Kofi Ohene Konedu Auditorium at the UPSA. Visit the social media platforms of the UPSA Law School or call 0245 347 946 for more information. We take a breather. When we return from Labone, we'll head to Prempe. The Amanfo will be joining us in the studio. We'll be right back.